Hello to you, my wonderful cosmic dragon friends. We are back with a collective reading today. So I'm feeling that there have been some massive clearings in the collective recently. Now bear in mind this is a timeless reading, so it doesn't matter when you're finding it. It will likely be true for you whenever you come across this reading. But certainly the timeline I'm on, there have been some huge clearings recently for myself, for other people in my soul group, for adjacent soul groups. I've been seeing it. I've been witnessing the physical fallout as well that a lot of people are struggling with as a result of the huge clearings we've been having. And I've actually not been too well this week myself either. Now, the reason I'm here is because my guides gave me the green light to do this reading and said it would actually help me with my own energetic clearing. Otherwise, please believe I would not be sat at this table when I'm not 100%. You don't generally do that because you can risk running your energy down. So do be very careful, my friends. If you're ever ill, generally we say no to doing readings. It's not a good time. Okay, you can end up depleting yourself. But I've got special dispensation today, so here I am. Which is the first time that's ever happened, so I'm just going to go and do as I'm told. Alright, so we've got 3 packs of oracle cards here today. This isn't a pick a card, I just thought I'd introduce them. We have the Wishcraft Oracle, we have the Green Witch Oracle, and the Oracle of the Roses. We've also got this new self-care oracle that I was guided to make for you guys, which is a small 33 card deck. Okay. So let's see what's going on for us all. We have got the theme of self-care and well-being coming through here, but also energetic clearing. So we'll see what's coming up for the collective today. Okay. Dance the Rainbow. I love to have beauty in my life on 5. Paper Aeroplane. I'm free to make my wishes come true. I said wake. Wake my wishes, isn't that interesting? On 22. And Moon Wishes, the moon shows me patience on 28-10-1. Now you guys who are regulars know I'm a numerologist, so every time I say a number I reduce it, then I reduce it again until I reach 1 digit. So with 28 for example, 2 plus 8 is 10, 10 is 1 plus 0 which is 1, so you'll hear me say 28-10-1. Okay. Just in case anyone's confused by that, that's all I'm doing. It's just how my mind works. Okay. 2 more, all right. 24, happy magic for pets. Animals are my friends. I am kind and loving to them. Yes, I am. And the Flying Broom, I can let go of my mistakes. Now, I love that this card's come out because I was watching a pick a card reading by Rainbow Tarot UK yesterday. Lovely lady called Nev lives in London. I don't know her personally, but I love her channel. Hers started around the same time as Cosmic Dragon, but I had to stop doing readings for some particular reason of my own. But she did a pick a card reading and she was using this deck. And this was one of the cards denoting one of the piles. But on the thumbnail, she had it the wrong way round to how it actually was in the reading. And I was really, really, really drawn to this card. And then I got to the reading and that wasn't the card. And I was so confused for a minute. And I was like, wait a minute, did I get that wrong? It took me a minute. I could have sworn I was in Mercury retrograde for a minute. And then I realised what had happened. The thumbnail had just had them mixed up, which was pretty funny. But there's no such thing as coincidences. So, you know, it happened for a reason. I wasn't cross at all. You know, you shouldn't tell the tarot reader off when these things happen because there's usually some meaning behind it. We don't make mistakes by accident. We make mistakes because spirit kind of nudge us in that direction. It's usually a message for somebody. It's like when I mispronounce something or the wrong word comes out of my mouth, that's my guides putting it there. So for some reason I've had to say that word for somebody watching. So it's almost like we've got a door here today, like a temple door, I want to say. We've got the temple, we're opening the temple door today together. So yeah, happy magic for pets on 24-6 and Flying Broom on 14-5, which is about letting go of mistakes, ironically, because that was the card that was the mistake. Isn't that fun? Okay. All right. Okay, so should I put that there? No, you want it there. Oh, sorry. I'm being told off by my guides again. How dare I rearrange the table without permission? Right, they are bossy. Okay, I'm kidding. They're fine. Yes. 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 Do you know what? I'm feeling this is about having patience in our manifesting, and being told to be patient is like red rag to a bull to me. That's the last thing I ever want to hear, ever. Be patient. No. I don't want to be patient. Why should I? Oh, but I've waited so long already. Why are you telling me to be patient? I'm not good at being patient. I can be, but I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but something I've really struggled with. And certainly when the reader comes out in a reading, if I'm having a reading and they say, oh yeah, you need to be patient, I'm like, oh fuck. Anyway, insert expletive here. Don't want to swear so early on in my video. YouTube won't like that. But yes, it is about that. I feel it's about changes coming into our lives as well. With the rainbow here, I'm very drawn to the people called rainbow souls who are incarnated right now, because I'm actually one of them. I was a very, very early rainbow. I was born among a lot of indigos, but I'm actually a rainbow, which kind of makes me a bit weird. Like I wasn't weird enough already. I love to have beauty in my life. Yes, a reminder to surround ourselves with beauty. With beautiful things, beautiful places. I mean, pets are pretty beautiful, aren't they? Even the ugly ones are beautiful because they have such wonderful, unconditional love for us. You know, even my previous cat, if you guys remember Evie, if you've ever had a reading from me in person, you probably met her at some point. Very grumpy old lady, but so loving in her own way. So loving and protective of me as well in her own way. So unconditional. Bit of a biatch, but she was very special. She should go over my readings one time as well. It's pretty funny. Dance the rainbow, yes. Wishes come true. This is about manifesting. This is about the things that you've been trying to create, trying to manifest, actually coming in. They are coming in. Okay, they are coming in. I just want to bring in that reassurance for you. And I think if you have pets or animals, you might be emotionally having to lean on them a little bit at the moment. Just because things may have been very difficult for you. You may have been trying to manifest better health. You might have been trying to manifest a home, a relationship, a job, a lifestyle that you would like. Generally, I would say I would caution away from trying to manifest a job if you just want the job for money. What you should be focusing on, and I've made this mistake, is focus on the money that you want to manifest, or the lifestyle that the money's there for you to pay for. Focus on the end result rather than what you think is the best means to get there. That's what I would recommend. The way will be shown to you, the means to get there will be shown to you, but focus on the end result that it is that you actually want in your manifesting rather than the steps, because you can get really caught up in that and end up doing things you don't actually particularly want to do because you manifested them. So if you need any help with manifesting, you guys know you can read my book, Dream Bigger, How the Law of Attraction Really Works, available from Amazon, links below. Also available from my website, angelwingsholistics.com. You can download the PDF if you don't like Amazon. Okay, not everyone does, and fair play. But it was the only way I could get it published, so yeah. Anyway, so give me a break. Right, okay. Yeah, the flying broom talks about mistakes as well, so maybe you think you've made a mistake. Maybe you think you got something wrong, or, you know, in your manifesting work, maybe you feel like you did it wrong, or it hasn't worked, so you must have made a mistake with your manifesting. You must have not had the right thought process, or not been clear enough in your thoughts and your ideas, or maybe you fear that you dropped into negativity one too many times and now what you've asked for isn't going to manifest and it's all going to pot. And I just want to say, I don't think that's the case. That's not what I see, but that's the fear I'm picking up on today. Sorry, I just had to close my window then and pull the curtain because it was very noisy outside, because obviously it's ever so slightly sunny here, which means every lawnmower in the world must therefore come out. It's getting a bit noisy and I don't want that kind of background vibration for you guys. It's not pleasant. But yes, I want to say about mistakes in manifesting. I don't think you've messed up. If you feel like you've messed up and you're like, oh, it's never going to work, I'm never going to get this, the person I was trying to manifest the relationship with that I thought was moving forwards, it's not going forwards anymore, everything's gone wrong. It hasn't. I just want to say it hasn't. One of these, okay. Positivity. That's so cheeky. Sorry, my guides just told me to pick one of those, and there it is, Marigold, positivity. Stay positive. it will come up, and there's a reason there's a marigold on this card, because I'm growing marigolds again this year. I grow them quite often, and this year they've been struggling. They either haven't been coming up, they've been coming up very slowly, or slugs have been eating them, and I mean decimating them, absolutely eating every single one, to the point where I was starting to think I wouldn't have any marigolds this year. I've been putting copper tape around them, I've been trying to protect them, I've been trying to grow them indoors, and it just wasn't working for a while, and then they started to grow. They started to grow, so they are coming in now. And I feel it's just a case of being a little bit patient, because things happen in divine timing, not in our timing. And we got number 40 as well. So yeah, with 40, you got to get real, and yeah, you will have to be patient sometimes. We've got the sign of Leo here as well. So I want to say where we are in the year right now, we're literally about to move into Leo season, like any day now, if we haven't already. So I'm feeling, let me just check when the sun moves into Leo. Oh, we're already in Leo season as I'm recording this. Apparently 3 days, no, 2, yesterday. Oh my God, what day is it? 2 days ago. By my count, 2 days ago on Monday. So we're in Leo season. That's interesting because I hadn't clocked that. I don't know what day it is, seriously. I mean, the clearings that I've been having recently have been insane. Last week I did some heavy duty shadow work. Then over the weekend we had that full moon in Capybara, and that really kicked my butt. And I just barely know if I'm coming or going right now. I can barely stand. So, you know, it's not the best time for me physically. I've got a lot going on. But positivity, yes, stay positive. We have the sun. Obviously, the sun rules Leo. Very warm and positive energy with the gorgeous marigolds, which are also edible. And I think they're used in celebrations in India, I think. Aren't they a flower that are used for like celebrations and decoration? But gorgeous orange colours. I mean, they do come in different colours, but this one's orange with a little bit of yellow. So we're bringing in the energy of the sacral chakra and also a little bit of the solar plexus as well. So those self-worth, self-esteem chakras, knowing who you are, being clear on who you are, what your path is, where you're going, what you want to achieve, you know, knowing how to shine your light, being brave, being able to be seen, feeling safe to be seen as well. And I want to say it's safe for you to be seen at this time. Your life is going the way you want it to, even if it's not feeling quite right, even if it's feeling stalled is the word I get, stalled. It's only temporary. You will only be stalled temporarily. Okay, you will start the engine again and you will get going. And it's almost as if these little animals in the corner here are literally the cornerstone just trying to keep you going. So if you have pets and you relate to that, that message is definitely for you. Because this card is 24/6. 24/6 in esoteric numerology is the master builder number. So if you want to manifest something, 24/6 is the number you want to see show up. It's a nice, gentle, logical, physical growth. 2, 4, 6. It's steps. Step by step growth. It's tangible growth. It's in the 3D. It's things that we actually want to see coming into physical existence. It's a very positive number to see when we are working in any kind of manifesting, creating spell work, when we want to see physical results. 24/6 is the number you want to see. And of course that is the year. This year, as I'm recording it, we're in 2024. So again, the 24/6 numerology coming in very strongly this year. And things that we begin to grow in this year will continue to grow over the years to come. And I'm saying that for the benefit of everyone watching in the future as well. Things that maybe you started something in 2024 and you're coming back to watch this video years down the line because you've been guided to find it. So, where are we going next, guys? Yeah, okay, let's get some of these. Okay, nothing has gone wrong. I'm drawn to say nothing's gone wrong. Okay. Might feel like it has, it hasn't. Oh, protection. There's your confirmation. Trust. Trust and patience. Okay, guys, I get it. We're being told off today. Duality. Yeah, tell me about it. And love. Oh, it's lovely. And one more. Agreement. Another 24. Ooh. Oh, it just got interesting. Okay. Yes, this lovely confirmation with protection and trust with the onion and basil coming in. So maybe there's a nudge there for you to make some food. Maybe there's a little recipe here for you. Banana and strawberry smoothie and some pasta, anyone? Yeah. You can put some marigolds on to garnish. Anyway, or just have them in a vase on the table. So, yes, the onion coming in with strong protection there, telling us to trust, telling us that our manifestations are protected at this time. Remember, rejection is divine protection. So if a relationship is not moving forwards at the moment, there is a good reason for that. You are being protected from something energetically. And that could even be yourself. All right? So just hang on in there. All right? Hang on in there. All is well. Trust in the universe. It's got your back. Okay? Everything's going to come through for you. Duality, yes, we do live in a realm of duality, and it is very difficult. Okay, we have to experience opposites, polarities, and particularly as we're in the 2000s, in the 2020s as I'm filming this, that number 2 energy of duality is highlighted because we've got 2 2s in every year. I mean, 2022 was interesting, wasn't it? My God, were emotions highlighted in that year. And I've said before, the year 2022 is going to be very interesting, but I probably won't be around to see it in this form. So I'm not planning on coming back either. So hopefully I'll get to be a spirit guide on that one to somebody in the future. Duality, yes. The difficulties of understanding and integrating the poles. And I feel we are talking again about shadow work here, about integrating the darker sides of self. And that doesn't mean embracing your evilness, okay? It means that I'm not saying you're evil, but you know what I mean? It's like, oh, I've got this really naughty urge to go and steal from a shop. Well, don't do that, please. But let's have a look at why you feel that urge, and let's see if we can bring that broken part back into the fold, help it to heal, help it to feel loved, so that it doesn't feel the need to, you know, make you want to steal something. And that's a very extreme example. I'm not suggesting everyone's a shoplifter here. I'm certainly not. But what is it? What wounding is it that's causing you to feel that way? And that's what I mean with integration of the shadow, to looking at the parts of us that make us feel bad or make us feel we want to do the wrong thing sometimes, and seeing perhaps why that is and how we can heal that aspect of ourselves, how we can make that aspect of ourselves feel loved. That's what it means. It's not naughty. We shouldn't be telling that aspect off. We should be trying to find out why it's so wounded and what we can do to make it feel better. Okay. So, love. Isn't that gorgeous with the tomato coming in here? This lovely warm, and the 2 tomatoes connected there with the little baby tomato. It's almost like kind of, and the love potion. I love that. And these look like bay leaves. I want to bring in bay leaves here as well. Got leaves on lots of them, but I was just drawn to say bay leaves with this one. So I want to say with relationships here, those are highlighted too. So I think for a lot of us in this soul group, we are manifesting improvements in relationships, or a new relationship, or even a family, or taking a relationship to a new level, because we've got the sign of Libra here as well, very balanced, and coming in on a 30, which is about creation, and new beginnings as well there. So, but creation by our design, because it's at 30 and 3 is the number of the divine blueprint. So this is a new beginning that we have designed for ourselves. So this is very much about manifesting the things that we want, or achieving the things that we have asked for, prayed for, you know, whatever language you want to describe that in. An agreement. And there's a feather on here, like a quill. And I feel I want to say that an agreement has been made with the universe. And so things are going to come to pass, and sooner than you think, but they are going to come to pass. So with the agreement, again, we've got the sign of Libra coming on here. So we could be talking about Libra season, which isn't that far off, or whenever you're watching this, you know, whenever Libra season is for you. Right now it's just a couple of short months into the future. So it could be talking about Libra season in the year you're in, or just a couple of months into the future. An agreement has been made 24/6. Something is going to be created. You've set the wheels in motion for something. It has to happen. One way or another, it has to happen. So we've got another 24, like we had on this card here with the pets. Okay, so like I was saying, 24, master builder number. Very powerful manifesting energy coming through here. But with the sweetness, I want to say innocence of the strawberry as well. So there's no downside to this. This is beautiful. It will be what it is, and it will be beautiful. Okay. It will be this gorgeous blossoming. It may start small, because look how small the flowers and the fruits are compared to the foliage. And it may have taken a long time to grow all this foliage first before you even saw a hint of a fruit. But it will be worth it, is what I want to say. Okay, so I'm going to bring in the Oracle of the Roses, because apparently we haven't had enough flowers yet. Very drawn to use these today. I don't think I've ever used them for a reading on YouTube, actually. I think I've only used them for myself. Let's try not to bash the camera, Helen. Right. We have the Pioneer, the Prickly Rose, which is a wild rose, on number 2. Ooh, the Alchemist, Madame Caroline Testu Rose, which is a modern garden rose. Number 3, the Alchemist. Wait a minute. 2 alchemists. What is going on? Barberry-leaved rose, which is a wild rose. So we've got a cultivated alchemist and a wild alchemist. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, number 1, the Democrat, Carolina Rose, which is a wild rose. And I'm being told I have to take another. Oh, okay, hang on. Let's move these up. Move these up. The Ancestor on number 9, Cherokee Rose, which is a wild rose. And another wild rose, number 14, the Loner, which is the red leaf rose. On the bottom we have the Creator, which is an old garden rose. Number 21, Vix Caprice Rose. I feel like this is a spiritual foundation on this card here. We've got a spiritual foundation. This is our ancestors who came before us. Now, when I look at this rose with the stripes on it, I'm going back to like Victorian, Edwardian and times before then. So I'm going back like 100, 150, 200 years in my own country. Energetically, I'm seeing like striped clothing. Maybe people going to the beach. That was something that didn't used to really happen, was it? That's quite a modern thing, going to the beach. But the first kind of people who, you know, you see the pictures of them in like long trousers and things from like 100+ years ago going to the beach. I don't know why I'm so drawn to the beach in England, you know, the seaside. I do live at the seaside, technically speaking, but it's bizarre that that's where my mind would go. I kind of got a deck chair in mind with these stripes here, like deck chair, the Punch and Judy show. But we also got the energy of the Creator here on 21-3, so the energy of the god, goddess. Fascinating. So I do feel that your ancestors are backing you up here. It feels like your ancestors are providing you with the energetic foundation on which to base your creations and manifestations, and that's their way of saying thank you for all of the energy work that you have done for the ancestral line. Okay, that is their way of thanking you for the ancestral clearing, the ancestral karma that you have cleared through your lifetime, either knowingly, unknowingly, consciously, unconsciously, for your family line. That's really nice to hear, and I just saw 23-23, which is very exciting. 23-5, 23-5, 5-5-10-1, so new cycle beginning off the back of the meeting of higher minds. So it's like your higher mind and the ancestors' higher mind meeting together, making a plan and enabling you to fly higher than anyone ever has before on your ancestry, on your family line. So breaking generational curses, that's what you've done. You've done it. I've been talking for several years, 10 years now, about doing work on ancestral karma, breaking curses, and how difficult it's made a lot of our lives. And it feels like we're coming out the other side now. Finally. Oof. Yay. Let's just take a moment to appreciate that. We're coming out the other side. Oh yeah. That's the first time I've heard that as well. So I'm really pleased to get that information here with you. Wow. But we were pioneers. You were a pioneer. Okay. You really were. I love the 2 Alchemist books here. I'm very drawn to the book of the same name by Paulo Coelho, which, if you haven't read it, it's excellent. It's not one of mine. It's just one I've read. Very, very good. For some of you that may resonate. So if it does, get yourself a copy. I got mine secondhand. Yeah, the ancestor. The ancestor's here. And it may have made you feel very, very alone to be this alchemist for your family line. You may be literally the only one that's tried to heal from negative patterns. You may be literally the only one that didn't fall back into the old patterns of victimhood, blaming, repressing emotions, pretending everything's fine, you know, old negative patterns, whatever they were in your family, on your family line. Whatever it was that you resisted doing, that you knew was negative, that you knew was not good. The pattern that you knew had to be broken. But you probably had to do it on your own, because you generally find it's only one of the children that does it. The rest of them tend to carry it on. It tends to be only one person in the family that does this healing. I'm yet to come across a family where there's more than one person doing it, actively doing the healing work, the shadow work, the ancestral karmic work. I haven't seen it. I suppose it's possible, I just haven't seen it. Generally it's just one. So you can feel very, very alone when you do that. Ooh. So you would feel like a pioneer, you would feel like a loner, absolutely, on 14.5. But at the same time, I think maybe if you have been quite alone for a lot of your life, maybe that suited you as well. Maybe that allowed you to stay in balance, because I feel like because you're very intuitive, it's possible that you allow yourself to be swayed by other people's desires, wants and opinions. So boundaries might be something that's difficult for you. Boundaries may be something that you've struggled with in the past. Saying no to people might be difficult for you. You may come from a country, a culture where women aren't allowed to say no, or they're not allowed to say no to men or to their family. And if you step outside of that norm, that's going to make you feel very, very alone. Okay, possibly even shunned. All right, some of you may have been shunned by your family of origin, by your culture. Okay. And yet, your ancestors are still trying to support you. They're still trying to support you through these changes because they know what you're doing. They know the good that you're doing as well. I'm a little bit mystified by this card here, the Democrat, so I'm actually going to look this one up in the book. I've got the book here all ready to go. I haven't felt the need for it yet, but I do want to look up this one. With the Democrat, I kind of want to go to politicians, but I want to talk about breaking old systems. I'm not a fan of democracy. You guys know I'm an anarchist, right? An anarchist doesn't mean you live in utter chaos. It means you don't have any rulers. Rulers, not rules. You can have all the rules you want if you as a community agree to all abide by them. But you don't have any rulers or anyone saying, I was appointed by God and I'm therefore better than you and I should get a third of your wages because you're not clever enough to decide what to do with your money. That's the part I don't agree with. I believe that all transactions should be voluntary. Unless someone's literally doing harm, you know, then you have to deal with that. But let's have a look at this, because this is on number 1 as well. So there's some foundational root here. Carolina Rose. I don't know why I'm going to the origins of the United States here. I'm going to the origins of the United States. I'm not entirely sure where it's going. So I just want to bring the book out, see if we can get some more insight here. Look at this book. Isn't it gorgeous? Isn't it beautiful? Sherilyn Darcy, this one. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm obsessed with these rock pool cards. I've got loads of them now. Okay. Are these all rock pool I'm working with today? They are. Oh my god, they are. These are all rock pool oracle cards. Oh wow, that's my new favourite apparently. And these are mine. These ones. Okay. Oracle meaning, the Carolina Rose. Many of us believe we are being fair and just, but is it simply our beliefs and our filters that make us feel somehow righteous? Oh, what was I just saying about traditions and society? Woof. Okay. Seek balance and create greater focus on equality in what you are doing by silencing your inner voice and personal views for a moment. Is this really fair, and does it take into account longer-term possibilities, not only for others but for yourself? Interesting. The Democrat acknowledges outside influences as relevant to them, even if they do not agree with them. They will clear space to listen, to observe, and to understand the needs, positions, and goals of other people and institutions. I like that. And the meanings and uses of the plant, we have responsibility, fairness, balance, choice and justice. Beautiful. Astrological sign of Libra. Of course it will. More Libra coming in here. Well, that makes sense. Deities, we have Themis and Equitus. Don't know if I said that right. Gorgeous. Yes, so that's kind of bringing in the bigger picture as well. But I feel like you're somebody that has always worked for the bigger picture. Yes, you work for your own freedom and for your own benefit, but also you think of others all the time. You have always thought of others, I believe. You're not one of those selfish people, which is why you are the cycle breaker in your family. Most of you watching. And if you're not yet, that could be something to come. So yes, bringing in fairness, bringing in an even playing ground, but on the foundation of the ancestral spirits that are there with you to guide you and help you. They couldn't do it. They were relying on you to do it. They did the best they could with their part, but they couldn't do the work that you're doing now. And they are so eternally grateful to you for doing that work for them. So thank you. Big thank you coming through from the spirit realms. That's lovely. Gorgeous energy today. You are the alchemist of your family. We've got Caroline twice here, so it could be somebody called Caroline watching. So hello, Caroline. Hello, my friend Caroline, if you're watching. Carolina, Madame Caroline. Maybe there's a French Caroline watching. Maybe there's a connection to France here, or French speakers here. Maybe Quebec, or another French-speaking country or territory. Gorgeous energy. Let's get some self-care cards and find out what self-care your guides are suggesting for you today. Now, you don't have to take these literally. These are very new. I've only just created them this morning. I just sat down and my guides went, you need some self-care cards. And I was like, oh, I guess I better find some blank ones to write on then. Okay. Thankfully, I had some. Go shopping. Don't mind if I do. Okay, so just to clarify, this is not carte blanche, yeah, for you to go and max out your credit cards. All right, that is not what I'm saying. But you may need to go and buy food. Are your cupboards empty? Have you been living on rice and beans? You know, have you not been buying the nice food for some reason? Maybe you've been feeling down or depressed or just struggling generally. Maybe you need to send somebody to go shopping for you. Maybe you're struggling. Maybe you need to order your food online or something. Treat yourself to something nice. Okay, what is it that you need to buy right now? Maybe you've been depriving yourself either because maybe you haven't had the money or you thought you couldn't afford things, but there is a little nudge here. Try not to deprive yourself if there's something you need. Okay. And obviously if there's something you want as well, that can be helpful as well. A little bit of retail therapy, not going overboard with it, but a little bit can be very helpful. Okay. And it can be an experience you enjoy, even if you just go window shopping and don't actually buy anything, or just try some things on, or look at some crystals in my case, and try really hard not to buy anything in Lavender Moon in Pool. And never works. I never walk out there empty-handed. Seriously, I don't think I've walked out empty-handed a single time. I've tried. Or if I did, I went back later. But spend time with horses. Yes. Now, you know, when I wrote this card, my guides told me what to write on it. And I went, really? And they went, yep. I said, that's very specific. Can't I put animals? And they said, no, you have to put horses on this one. This is a very specific one. And I said, can I write equine therapy on it? And they said, no, that's not practical for everyone. But a lot of people can access horses. Okay, so it may, if you can't get access to horses, it may simply be watching videos of horses on YouTube like I do. Or if you're like me and you live in the New Forest, you can basically walk a few hundred metres from your house and there'll be some random ponies just stood there glaring at you. I live in an area with a lot of horses, and if you don't know, in the UK, there's an area of the UK in the south, on the south coast called the New Forest, which is a national park. And there are free roaming horses. Now, they do all belong to people. They are livestock and they are managed, but they are essentially free roaming for most of the year. And you see them at this time of the year with gorgeous tiny little leggy foals, and you have to drive very carefully because there are no fences to stop them getting on the roads. It's just one of those very special places in the world. And I've wanted to live here forever. I always wanted to live here because I just loved that. But you do have a responsibility to drive very slowly. But spend time with horses. Horses are fantastically healing. They're very interesting to spend time with as well, because they're very intelligent. They're very much on our level intelligence-wise, I find, and they're very intuitive as well. And they won't take any nonsense, and they'll try and snap you out of it if you're in a bad mood. They're very intriguing animals, and I think that's why equine therapy is so powerful, because horses themselves are such powerful healers, and they know exactly what they're doing. I've given Reiki to horses before, and I remember I was at a stable and there was this one horse called Wally, and he was bored out of his mind in his stable. He was just kicking the stable door, bang, 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 over and over again, bored out of his mind. I was waiting for my riding lesson, and I was waiting for the instructor to get back because she was out on a hack with a group. And so I was just I was a bit early, so I was just helping out, cleaning the yard, you know. And Wally was just bang, bang, bang. And one of the other women running the centre was like, "Shut up, Wally." And I thought, that's a bit mean. He's bored. He wants to get out, you know. Doesn't want to be in a box. It's kind of small and boring. So I did feel for him, and I thought, well, I can't let him out into the field because I'll get in trouble if I turn him out. I think he's there for a reason, because they're going to do something with him later. But I thought, okay, maybe I'll send him some Reiki and see if that helps. And so I started just from across the yard. I didn't get too close to him. From across the yard, I started beaming Reiki at him, and he stopped. And he looked at me, and the look of shock on his face was just hilarious. And I could hear him thinking, "What are you doing? You're a human. You're not supposed to be able to do that." And I could... and he was communicating with me telepathically. I mean, horses are very telepathic anyway, but you know when you get an impression of what they're saying. And just the look of shock on his face. And physically, you couldn't see that I was doing anything, but he knew. He knew I was beaming Reiki energy at him. And he was just astounded that a human could do that. He didn't know we could do that. Clearly, he'd never met anyone who did Reiki before. And he was really surprised. It was quite an amusing time. But he did stop banging for a minute just to observe me and went, "Huh, what's she doing then?" So I went over and I patted him for a bit, and he seemed to like that. But anyway, I digress. So I spent time with Wally. He was lovely. He's a big boy. Tarot reading. Well, here you are. Okay. So tarot reading can be very healing. It can bring you a lot of answers, a lot of clarity as well. Maybe it's time for you to get your cards out. Maybe you've been neglecting your own work, your own spiritual work. Maybe you are a reader and maybe you need a bit more practice, or to be more confident, or maybe it's just a nudge to remember that you have oracle or tarot cards. Oh my god. Maybe it's a nudge that you have tarot cards. Did I just make up a new word? Oh, TM. Tarot cards by Helen, TM. Nobody steal that. Nobody steal that. I've got evidence. On number 8. Oh my goodness. Or maybe that's something that you enjoy. Maybe there is a spiritual pursuit like studying the tarot that you enjoy, that you find uplifting, interesting, that helps you go deeper into your spirituality. So that could be a nudge there. Or maybe you've been watching too many tarot readings on YouTube, so that could be a message for some people as well. Remember, some of the meanings can be reversed here too. Delicious food. Speaking of meanings that can be reversed. Okay, this doesn't give you carte blanche yet again to stuff your face. That is not what Helen's saying. Don't you dare. So the video stopped then for a second because I had a phone call come through on my phone because I forgot to put it on airplane mode, which is my bad. So there could be literally a message coming in here quite strongly for you about food. Or maybe you're going to be invited out for dinner somewhere, in which case I would say please try to go. That might be very uplifting for you. Obviously you'll know. You know you best, but if there's something that you would like to do, maybe there's a restaurant you've been meaning to try that you haven't gone to, there could be a little nudge there for you to do something uplifting, go to a lovely restaurant that sells sushi or vegan food or something that you really love, you know, tacos, I don't know. On 11 as well. So there's a very spiritual energy that comes through here. So I want to talk about looking at the energy of the foods that you eat as well. Have you had a nudge to go vegetarian or vegan, or to reduce the amount of meat that you eat? Maybe you've had a nudge to eat organic, you know, to eat better quality foods, whatever it is for you. I don't tell people what to eat. That's not my job. Or maybe you've been eating too much of the wrong things, and although it may feel delicious, like eating lots of sweets and candy or really bad things, maybe there's a little nudge here to stop and think about why you're doing that and why you find them so delicious. Because are you just eating for the sake of it, or, you know, is there some deeper emotional root there that needs looking at? Yeah. So these are all messages of love, and they are about self-care. So just think about how that applies to you and taking care of yourself better. We've got one more for the middle. Walk in nature. Oh, lovely. So a little nudge there just to get out in nature somehow, wherever you are. If you live near a wood or a forest, a park, a beach, a prairie, a desert, you know, whatever nature looks like for you. Even if you live in the middle of the city and the best you can do is go and sit in the gardens, you know, that's something. Get to nature. Nature is very healing. Even if you think, well, there's a tiny park down the road, but that's not nature. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Are there birds there? Are there squirrels there? You know, are there blades of grass there? Are there trees there? Then it's nature. Okay. And nature's healing, so go and spend time with her. She's always there to welcome you, even if it's just the earth under your feet. Okay. Ooh, got told off then. Right. And it will help bring you back into balance on 12-3, 12 being the number of perfect governance. I feel that will help you to gain more control over any areas of your life that may feel out of control. And that could be emotions. You might be feeling depressed, anxious, struggling in some way, or even it might be your eating may be out of control. Maybe you have bad eating habits. Maybe you have an eating disorder you're struggling with or have struggled with in the past. There is a little nudge to get back to Mother Nature and let her help you with that. Okay. So now we're going to do some charms. I have new charms in my bag, which I'm hoping some of them are going to come out. I got these new gorgeous pink charms for my bag, my ever-expanding bag of charms. So let's see what other messages we have here. Okay. Ooh. All right. Campaign for nuclear disarmament. That's been coming out an awful lot recently. Big heart. Yes, horses are very big-hearted. Let's put that over there. Got a feather. I want to talk about spiritual practice. I have an arrow as well, so it may be Native American practice, shamanism or something like that that you're interested in or drawn to. Which reminds me, actually, I was talking about a horse called Wally. I enjoy watching videos with he's Diné. Is that, oh my God, is that Navajo? I feel like I should know. Oh my God, that's terrible of me. But I love watching his videos teaching about the ancient wisdom of his tribe in North America, which is fascinating. And for some reason, I can never remember the name of his tribe in English because I can only remember Diné, which I think is Navajo, but I could be wrong. So I apologise if I just butchered that. Eiffel Tower. Again, there's that connection to France here. I'm going to put it on Madame Caroline's rose over here. We have an owl, so we've got wisdom and also nature. Squirrel, I'm definitely going to put that on the nature card. Look at that. We've got some letters here as well. We've got N and F, so those could be initials. They could be meaningful to you. We have a lovely sea turtle, so again, maybe time to go to the beach, have a swim in the sea, or at least a paddle in the sea. Maybe get your feet in the sea water if that's clean, appropriate and safe to do so. We have a treble clef. So perhaps music is important to you. Oh, no, that's the right way around. Maybe it's time to listen or play music. These are some of my new ones here. We have the little pentagram. So there's definitely a nudge to get back to nature, maybe nature-based religions and spiritual practice, maybe to do a little ceremony out in nature if that's something you're drawn to do. Got this cute little pink flower. Isn't that adorable? I want to say with this one, I want to say drawing and art when I look at that one. That's what I'm drawn to. I see someone kind of drawing the outline of this flower because it's an outline. Could also be a cookie cutter for some people out there. Maybe you want to do some creative cupcake icing or making cookies or something. Maybe that's something you're drawn to. And this, what is that? Is that a bow tie or is it a butterfly? This one confuses me because it looks like it could be a butterfly or a bow tie. I'm going to say it's a bow tie. But is it though? It's an unusual one that I find very interesting. So maybe it's appropriate that it should be sat on the tarot reading. Maybe it is something that is helping us to uncover wisdom that is not as it appears. For example, with tarot reading, I mentioned to somebody at my place of work, other than this, in my normal job, that I do tarot reading. And I had quite a negative response from them about how, oh, you just hear what you don't want to know. And I thought, what? What are you talking about? And it was obviously a preconception. They've clearly never had a tarot reading. Tarot readings don't give you the information you don't want to know. And I said, well, it'll tell you what you need to know. Whether you like it or not's another matter. Yeah, maybe some misunderstood things. Maybe there's some misunderstood things that you're interested in. Like some people really like skull imagery, which is very powerful. It's not something I'm drawn to, but I understand it. Whereas some people find it absolutely abhorrent. Oh, how could you put a skull? Oh, that's horrible. It's death. What's wrong with death? Isn't that something we're all going to experience at some point? Maybe we should talk about it. Anyway, whatever it is for you that might be a little bit unusual or quirky or different. I'm just going to get one more. Oh, we have a shell, a seashell. She sells seashells on the seashore. Yes, she does. Going to the beach again. Maybe it's time to go to the beach. Maybe it's time to spend some time with some shells or at the aquarium if you can't get to the beach. I've got a lot of shells here on my desk now after I had the nudge to put them out. You see them kind of dotted about amongst my crystals here. So there's mermaid energy coming through here as well quite strongly. So if that's an etheric being that you resonate with, an energy that you resonate with, that's a message for you there as well. And possibly making jewellery. That's something you've been wanting to have a go at. And hi to Yasmin if you're watching as well. A friend of mine who does make gorgeous jewellery as well. All right. I think we're done. I feel the energy starting to dip there. Do you feel it? I feel it. Energy is done. Okay. It's like a wave. It sort of comes in, comes up, does that for a little bit, and then it dips down at the end and you can feel it's finishing off. So beautiful. One more. Go on then. Time capsule. I have the confidence to be myself. I kind of want to rename this treasure chest. I know it says time capsule and I don't know why. I would have probably called it treasure chest. On 11. Got an 11 here as well. Little nudge here to be your true divine self, to open that treasure chest and let everybody see all the weirdness and gorgeousness and uniqueness and quirkiness that you've been holding in for all of this time in all of its glory. Not to make people uncomfortable, just to be authentic, to be real, to be you, to be that loving, kind, gorgeous, weird child that you once were. Pick whichever adjectives apply to you. Maybe you weren't weird, I was. Anyway, that's all we have today, my lovely, lovely people. You take very good care of yourselves. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. I'm getting closer to 1,000 subs. I'm so grateful for you all being here. I will see you very soon. You take very good care of yourselves. Bye-bye.